Okay, honey, I know you're still mad, but step away from the models. What are you shrugging your shoulders at me? What? Hey, hey, I'm over here. Hey, honey, I will not be ignored. I guess I will be. Well, hello, Glue Troopers, and amongst other things, today we're going to talk about this Heller 1 to 50 scale Dauphin helicopter. But before I get into that, I wanted to give a big thanks to Chuck for sending me the decals for the Orion 2001: A Space Odyssey shuttle. These are all so cool. I don't know which ones to pick, but and the other decals will get used for something else, I guarantee you. But these are cool. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate that. So, looking at the Dauphin helicopters, a couple things we need to cover. This was a gift from Tommy when we were at the Proud Bird. Thank you, Tommy. And now let's get into it. First off, is that the 360 was a single engine helicopter, and the 365, also known as the Dauphin 2, was a multi engine version of the helicopter. The single engine version was kind of a commercial flop. I think it's just a little underpowered, but the twin engine version turned out to be very popular and basically evolved into the one of the modern Eurocopters. I think they may even still use the name Dauphin for it. So there is a direct line, but of course a much updated helicopter. But as for this kit, I believe Heller put this out about 1978. At least that was the oldest I could find on ScaleMates. And it's kind of typical of a kit model of that era. Some of the surface detail seems to be a little bold. I haven't gotten into building the helicopter yet, but I expect it should have a pretty good fit. But the few test fits I did so far look okay. I'm not seeing any major problems. If anything, I would just say that the detail is overstated, but it does have a fair amount of detail, so I give them that. When it comes to the canopies or the clear areas, there's going to be a lot of masking because you have the framing stamped right into the clear area. Now, this kit allows you to make either the single engine or multi-engine version, and the only thing you get for instructions is an exploded diagram with a lot of text instructions. If you're going to make the single engine version, use this piece. If you're going to make the other version, use that piece. So I highly recommend that you pick a version and get those pieces set aside to begin with to help avoid confusion once you're actually constructing the model. And I don't really foresee too much difficulty with it, famous last words, but we will see once we get underway. This particular kit did not come with any decals, so I can pretty much paint it any way I want, but I will probably try to find some flashy civilian design, and, well, we'll see. I can get creative with it. One other thing I noticed was that it comes in 1 to 50 scale, like the Mudry 20 that I have, which is also from Heller. And I got looking into that, and it turns out that Heller actually has a surprisingly large category of 1 to 50 scale kits. Now, this is believed to be because they thought 150 was going to be the dominant scale back in the 60s or 70s, and that's what they started going with. But 148, of course, took over, and they wound up making a lot of kits in 148 scale. Although the scales are pretty close, you would have a little trouble telling that they were off scale unless you put a 148 and 150 scale model of the same item side by side. But if you move one of them a little bit away, a little forced perspective, no one's going to notice. Or if you have 148 scale figures with a 150 scale helicopter, they'll just like bigger people. But there is about a 3 to 4% size difference. So, it's not going to be a problem for me, but for someone doing a diorama or something, it may be something just to be aware of. But I will get started on this as soon as I can. I just wanted to show you the kit, let you look at the parts and the instructions and what comes in an early boxing of the Dauphin. Looks like a fun helicopter to build, interesting subject matter. One other little thing that you guys may remember was recently when I was in Puerto Rico, I grabbed the little umbrella and the flag for my drink that I went Godzilla on. And you didn't really think you were going to get through a Max's Models video without me saying Godzilla at least once, right? Anyway, we went to a steakhouse today where they had put the little flags in the steak, and I was like, oh yeah, I always take the flag home and use it for something. Well, Could I be any more American? Guys, you take care of yourselves. We'll talk at you later. And as always, model on. Okay, honey, let's be careful around the model, sweetie. I know. I apologize. No. Okay, everything's cool, cat. Everything's cool. Yeah. Okay, she's happy. She scared me now. Yes, just pretend I don't exist. Hello? Hello? Hello?